Good morning, good day, friends. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from you all, and I really appreciate how this series is resonating. For me, sometimes it feels really radically simple, but it's not so simple when you've had a lifetime of being told that there's good food and bad food, and that if you haven't had a really strong sense of slowing down and getting clear about your needs, it's hard to reach that and it's hard to take it in. So it's really important with this series that you take some time to think about, I've been doing intuitive eating or been in some recovery for a long bit. What seems to be missing? And what I see from my clients' food, whether it's in my groups or in one-on-ones that I've been doing, honestly, since, 2006, and even in my own experience, is that people tend to feel so afraid of overdoing it, whatever that means, right? According to diet culture, and that their bodies can't handle it and something bad will happen, that they don't reach enough. There's this shortened reach of fully knowing when enough is enough. So basically what I'm telling you here is that the more you eat, the more you practice, the more you just basically borrow faith in me or in other people who've done this. It's look, the more you eat a couple more bites, the more you push yourself to where you think that it's too much, you can't go, the more feedback you're going to get about what kind of food works for you, how much at certain times a day, what meal mix. And meal mix basically is just, the protein, carbs, fat you eat. The more you experiment with that stuff, the more you're going to get a sense of this is why I've been stuck in semi-recovery for a long time. It's because I haven't let myself have full-on, straight up, eat the food, eat the amounts, and let my brain and body together go, okay, that was good. That's enough. And the barriers to that obviously are our fear of weight gain, fear of feeling sensations, fear of the stories we have in our own mind, fear of, we have a lot of projection. We do a lot of movie stories in our mind really quick. If I eat 4 pieces of pizza, what does that mean about me? And if that's how much it takes me to get full of a meal, well, maybe that's too much pizza, maybe that's too much fat, and your mind is spinning and racing. And that's a fear response. That has nothing to do with the physical feedback from the biology of I ate this food and now I feel satisfied, or that isn't quite enough of something, or it's just the right amount of what I'm eating. And trust, and I know that most of us haven't had enough practice of allowing our bodies to take their course in terms of I had pizza, for 3 days now, and I had it once a day, and starting to get kind of sick of it, even though it was the best pizza place in town. We won't let ourselves go there because we still have this mentality that we're going to be out of control. So, and that's what I'm here to encourage you about is we weren't born this way. If you ever watch kiddos, you give them a big variety of food on a little tray, and sometimes they eat all of it, sometimes they only pick one item, and you just keep feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding, and before you know it, you have a competent little eater that may not eat a my plate looking kind of meal, even though that maybe that feels good to you, but over the course of a week or a month, they've eaten everything they need. So something really important to think about here is where or what is holding you back from letting your body be the one that's in charge versus the fear-based tapes in your mind. So on Friday's video, we'll talk a little bit more about what do I do with the fear-based tapes then, because they're there and they're loud, and yes, I can see that they're holding me back, and I know it's very hard to hear that and say, yes, I hear you, pause button on that. What is this and can I be with it? What do I actually need right now? Because this fear tape, it's just been there a really long time, and I'm not really sure that's congruent with right now. So we're going to talk more about that on Friday. So thank you all so much for watching live. Thank you, Mary, for your feedback here, that your cues are getting sharper lately. You're not sure why, but clear. That's really great. And I would be curious about your level of slowing down, your yield. That only comes from that part of the action cycle. Have you been able to yield more to notice? That's what I'm wondering. I would love to hear if that's what you've been doing, how you're doing it, and it's a great testimony. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in Friday's video.